Hello friends, this is Cara-Renee with B.Reborn Art and Healing, coming to you with another project. This is for the autumn journal that I'm working on. I forgot the name of it. It is from French Cottage Shabby. You will have recently seen of the previous video. I will link everything below in the description box. But today we're going to be making this little pouch. So I thought, wow, I would love to have a fabric pouch. Now this one I did where I put the paper on the inside, and I do have a gusset there, which I need to make sure I bring over a piece of paper so that I can do that again. So we'll just use that. But this time we're going to reverse it, and we're going to put the fabric on the inside. So just a quick mention here, this is the second video of 5. That will be, oh, that was really weird. Balloons just went up on my screen. Very strange. On my monitor. Interesting. This is the second of 5 videos that would qualify you for the drawing for the Grungy Bee journal. So if you've already seen the first video, which is the one prior to this, it would have been the one where I made the stuffed pockets with the flip out writing space. That would be video number 1. I will link it in the end card so you guys can click on that and go back and watch that, figure out what the clue is or the question, and go ahead and answer it. Put it in the comments. I'm not going to belabor all of the details of the drawing because I don't want to take away from this project, but as I mentioned in the other video, I had already decided I was going to do it that way, and I had these videos coming up for this project. So so there will be a question and or clue somewhere down the road in the video, and so you'll need to watch until you hear that, and then you'll need to comment that in the video, in the comments below. So I've got a few lace out. I couldn't quite decide. I'm leaning towards this one to use for our pouch, but I've got a few out here just in case I get unsure of myself. I really like this one, but I'm not sure. I might use it because I think it would go really, really beautiful with this paper, but we'll see. So the paper that I'm using is 8 inches by 10 3/4. So you would just make that whatever size you wanted your project to be. So and then I've got this strip, which is going to be kind of a decorative bit on the envelope on the one that we're doing. I just love this image here, and so I needed something narrow, so I just cut this as like a collaged paper. Really, really beautiful. So I thought I would go ahead and use that. So on this one, I also sewed. I am not going to be sewing this one, and the reason why is because I didn't, for this journal, I don't like the look of it. I might even hold on to this one for something else. I'm not sure. And again, I did do a gusset because I want to be able to fill this up with some ephemera to send along with whoever gets the journal. Again, I haven't decided what I'm doing with it, if I'm going to give it away or what. So I've been running a mile an hour, so I want to think about how I want this to go. So this is going to be the outside. So we're going to basically glue the fabric to the back side of this. So let me go ahead and do that quick. I'm not even going to ink these edges because it is not necessary. So I'm going to turn this over because I want this to show. And I'm going to go ahead and use my Fabri-Tac and glue this on. Okay. Turn this back around here, and I'm just going to turn it over. Got a little glue stickage there. And like that. I got this fabric at Joann's. I probably will ink around this paper when I'm done. I haven't quite decided what I'm going to do. I don't really have a peach ink, otherwise I'd do a peach ink. But we'll see. We'll see. So I'm going to go ahead and just give this a really good squish. In fact, I'm going to get my bone folder out and just really, really smooth that out. Make sure it's nice and adhered. So I went out and got my nails done. I'm so happy. Oh, the last video, it was like, oh my goodness, I couldn't pick up anything. I couldn't do anything. So I'm going to really quickly just trim this off. Okay. I probably will ink this up a little bit. We'll see. So I want the fabric on the inside this time. The other thing that I'm going to do different is I am going to put an eyelet on here and hopefully wrap it. I didn't pull any seam binding out, so I'll have to pause to do that because I don't want to use the rest of what I have here because I want enough to do my binding. Actually, I probably would have enough. So we'll see how that goes. I also bought some ribbon today, so I've got this ribbon that somewhat matches this color of the seam binding, so just in case I couldn't get more of that. Okay, so there we go. And let's see what I want to be on the front. So if I go like that, that's going to be upside down. Don't want that. That's going to be upside down too. I did not think this through, apparently. Okay, well, you know what? We're going to go with it. I'm not bothered by that. I hope that anybody else is not bothered by it either. So on the other one, I had my flap going just 2 inches, but you can do that however you want. So I'm just going to gently fold this about right there. Okay, so I can give you a measurement here on that depth here. Let's see, I don't remember what the depth of the, oh, I wrote it down. The fold up part was 3 3/4. Let's see how close I got to that. Oh, this is a little bit more, but not by much, by about 1/4 of an inch. So that's not too bad, not too off. So, and I'm not bothered by that, you guys. And then I'm going to fold this over, and again, you don't have to be particular about the measurements. You just want to leave a little bit of a gap here so that you have room to pull things in and out. So I'm just going to fold it over about, just peeking on the side here where I can see. I've got my fabric is a little bit wonky, so I've got some threads hanging out here. But that's okay. I'm just going to see if I can snip them a little bit. Not a big deal. Okay, so that is that. Let me just give that a good crease as well. And I am debating now because I've got the fabric on the inside. I think I am going to sew this actually because I think that stitching would be really pretty on this paper. So if you would just pardon me for a second, I'm going to do that really quickly and I'll be right back. Okay. So the other benefit of doing the stitching, you guys, is that you make sure that that fabric is not going to go anywhere. And I love the look of it on this paper. And because the fabric is on the inside, I think it looks really, really good. So got some extra little bits of stuff here. Not too concerned about that. So I am going to go ahead and ink this because I like that, but I need to trim. I need this. I think I need the sewing scissors here to get that little bit of fabric there. My other scissors are very, very dull. Not very useful. So let me ink this really quick. Now, I don't know if I mentioned on this one, I did a Velcro closure, which is fine too, but it's not as cute. And I'm hoping I won't have any trouble going through that. Sometimes I have trouble going through fabric, but we're gonna give it a go. So how about while I ink this up, we'll talk about the, this is another question. Next time I think I'm going to do a trivia thing, like maybe a fun fact about something. But today I thought we would talk about if anybody knows what my favorite quote is. I have a favorite quote. I've talked about it often in my videos, and I actually did a get to know me video where I read the whole quote. It is by Theodore Roosevelt, and so I will give you the answer to that here in a little bit. So if you can figure out what that is or watch all the way until you hear the answer, you'll be eligible for the drawing. And again, I didn't mention this because, again, the details are in the description box, but this is only available, the giveaway for the Grungy Bee Journal is only available for folks that live in the United States or Canada. I looked up again what it would cost to send to the UK, and it's just ridiculous. It's not even doable. I mean, it's just terrible. So, and especially because I'm giving it away, it's like all the money that I spend making them, purchasing the stuff, I'm not going to ever recoup that, So there we go. I love that. And I'm actually feeling pretty good about this being upside down because this is going to go here. So I'm thinking that I want to do the corners with this special punch. I believe it's this one, but let me double check with a scrap here. Just a moment. I never can quite remember which one is which. I'm going to open my drawer here. Sometimes I'm handicapped. Okay, let's see. Is that the one? Yeah, that'll do. Okay, so let's go ahead and just make a fancy little corner here. It's different than the one I did in the previous video when I did the stuffed pockets with the flip out writing space. But this is going to work for this project just fine. Ink that up. And again, I just needed an image that was small enough and narrow enough to go on the front of this pocket to decorate it up a little bit. So that's going to go right there. Oh, it's so pretty. I love it. I love it, love it, love it. So, but before we go any further, we need to do our closure. And this always makes me so nervous. So nervous. So I'm going to get my zero gravity ruler here, is what I call it. And I'm going to move my ink and I'm going to open this up. And I'm going to find my center of this flap. So that's 2 and 10. Oh wow, 2 and 10. So it's exactly, so 0 would be right here at the 6-inch mark. So let me find a pencil. I'm gonna move this up because I want to be able to mark about where I want the hole to be. So I'm just gonna scooch that up a little bit. And I'm exactly in the middle there. And I'm gonna put my closure right, right here. Okay, so fingers crossed, guys. Or you will never see this video because I'll have to do something different. I'll have to fix it. So I'm going to go ahead and punch my hole right on that pencil mark. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. As I mentioned in the other video, I don't care for the larger eyelets. I prefer the smaller ones, and I don't like going back and forth. So I just tend to stick to the smaller ones because then I don't have to worry about it. So I'm going to go ahead and stick this in the hole there. Beautiful. Much to do about nothing. That was easy peasy, lemon squeezy. Just going to hold that up so I can see that I got my back, and I'm just going to squeeze, set that. Perfect. Awesome. So then when we put our seam binding in there, we're going to have a closure, which is going to be epic. I've never done that kind of a closure though. Let's see. I need to make sure that I have enough for my journal. So give me just a quick second to pull my signatures out just to get an idea of how much I need here. I think if I take like 2.5 lengths of that, I should be good, and reserve that for my signature string. Get that out of the way. No sneaky peeks at the signature pages. So let's see if this is big enough. I don't know if it is. Okay, how do people do this? I think you just can put it through here and knot it. If I'm correct, if I'm thinking correctly about it. Let me find my little pokey tool. When I stop creating in a day, or I leave the house, I always have to clean up my studio. I know it's good enough. Kind of silly, but that's me. So I'm going to go ahead and just tie this in a knot and hope that what I'm thinking is accurate, because I don't do this kind of closure very often. I'm just going to tie that in a double knot. Okay, like that. And so that's going to be stuck there, right? And I'm going to clip that off. And then what's going to happen is this can just wrap around. Yay, Cara-Renee! That was way more than I needed to. Hopefully I didn't get those reversed and cut off the wrong one. I'm going to try to get more of this, but if I don't, I'll use the ribbon that I purchased. So that is that. So let's go ahead and do our gusset. So I also don't do this very often, so I ask that you just bear with me here a second while I figure it out. I don't do it scientifically perfect, but it will do. So when you make your gusset, you're basically going to take a piece of paper and measure it. You want it to be the height, or approximately the height of the space that you're trying to gusset, which is just this space here. So I'm going to go ahead and cut this down. I got to open this because it won't cut evenly or score evenly if I don't. There we go. Big nuisance in camera here. So I'm just going to cut that first, and then I'm going to score. So I wasn't doing this like exactly either. I just like, I'm just going to do the best I can. And I scored about an 8, I don't know what that measurement is. Let me look at my cheat ruler. This is my cheat ruler because it tells me every increment. So I was scoring at a 1/4 inch mark, 1/4 inch-ish on each of these. So I'm going to go ahead and just go for it. Again, it doesn't really matter as long as it's gusseted, right? Which is going to just allow for that expansion of your pocket. And so you need 3 lines, 3 score lines, right? So let's go ahead and bend that, and bend that, and bend that. And we need one more. I did that wrong. Not a big deal. I'm not the expert. This is not the tutorial part of this. For some reason, I just don't gravitate towards this kind of work. So I'm going to go ahead and just trim that off because we don't need all the rest of that. And we're going to do our second one. Like so. So same thing. I don't need that. You don't need that, Cara-Renee. I'm going to score. Again, approximately 1/4 inch. Again, I'm not really measuring. I just want some score marks. I think we needed 3. 1, 2. Let's do one more. If we cut it off, it's not a big deal. Okay. So fold back. So you're just making an accordion fold. You guys probably know more about this than I do. So I'm going to go ahead and do that, and I'm going to trim this off. So the idea with this pouch is I was thinking it would be fun to put in the front or the back of the journal. So I'm not sure how well that will work with the kind of cover that we're doing, but we'll play it by ear. If not, I'll send it as an independent piece, and the plan with it for the journal is to just stuff it with some ephemera, some extra tags, some extra bits of stuff that the person can replace things that they use in the journal with more. So I'm going to go ahead and leave it like this. I'm not going to ink it like I did the other one. So basically you're going to open this up, and I'm going to use my Fabri-Tac because this is going to go on fabric as opposed to the paper on the last one. So I'm going to go like that. So I'm going to put some Fabri-Tac on the back of this. And I love Fabri-Tac because though it grabs really well and fairly quickly, it doesn't grab as quickly as like art glitter glue. So you get a little bit more working time. So I'm just putting that down and just making sure that it is nice and lined up and straight. It's not impinging on that fold of the envelope, the pocket. And I'm gonna actually clip this while I work on the other side. I've got a couple of these clips that work really nicely. I think they're like sewing clips. Just gonna clip that there, clip it here, and then we'll do our other gusset. Okay, so I can probably leave that like that. And where did I do with the other one? You guys probably see it right in front of my face, don't you? What'd you do with it, Renee? Did it fall on the floor? No. Okay, interesting. Interesting indeed. Give me a quick second to find that little sucker. Okay, guys, I don't know if we actually did the second one. I'm looking all over the place and I can't find it. I don't think we did it. I told you that my brain is old. Like, it is just ridiculous. It is ridiculous that I cannot remember something like that. But this is me. Welcome to my circus. I thought we did both of them, but I could be dreaming about the other one that I did before I turned the camera on, so not a big deal. Because there's no, like, my studio is clean. Like, my desk is not covered. I mean, it's got some spatterings of stuff here and there, but it's not like covered with junk and piles and stuff. So the fact that I can't see it, or it's not on the floor right around my chair, my floor is clean, means I probably just did not cut it. Didn't score it at all. Not a surprise. And if I did, I'll find it later, and it will be of no use to me. Goodness, we can take those off now. Okay, so same thing here. I like to go the same direction just because that's how I think. Except, yeah, and we want I guess the brown is on the outside. I thought it was the other way around. That's okay. So we're gonna go ahead and do this as well. Welcome to the whole and healed Cara-Renee. I'm feeling so good comparatively to how I was before my 2 surgeries. And so I'm feeling a lot more energized. I still have a lot of digestive issues from the gallbladder surgery, but I'm hoping that that will rectify, that it will get better over time. So it's not, I mean, it's not, oh, there it is. We did do it. Where the heck was it? You guys can laugh right now. That would be perfectly fine. Okay, so answer to the question. So my favorite quote is by Theodore Roosevelt, and it's called "The Man in the Arena." And I don't know it completely by heart. I know lots of it, but it talks about how, you know, or let me share my thoughts about it. I love it because I think it's very true that the people that get to speak into my life are the people that are also in the arena. They're also risking. They're also putting themselves out there. They're also choosing to be vulnerable, choosing to be honest, choosing to have integrity, choosing to go places that they might get bruised a little bit, or they might get rejected, or they might fail, or they might whatever. And so the quote talks about how if we fall, basically we fall trying. We fall valiantly because we fall while we are attempting to do something good, while we are attempting to make a difference, while we are attempting to be the best version of ourselves. So that's why I like it. So that is the clue for today's video. And yeah, so let's go ahead, and I'm going to have to just glue this because I can't sit here and wait. I'm going to go ahead and turn this over and see if we can work on the front part. I did notice that when you do that, you get this buckling here in the middle, and I might be doing something wrong. So if you guys know, you can let me know. But we'll glue that down here in a second. But I wanted to go ahead and get this on as well, thinking about the positioning here very carefully. And I'm not going to put any lace on it. I think it's just perfect the way that it is. So we're going to just glue the whole thing on, and I'm just going to use my Fabri-Tac. So as I was stitching this one, I was thinking about how cool it would be to make these kind of pocket envelope things out of scraps, like to do master boards and use your master board to make pockets like this, to make these little pouches, because what a great way to use scraps. I might do that on a day when I just kind of want to sit in here and I don't really want to kind of perform and do a video, but I want to do some work in here. I could give that a go. So I'm going to go ahead and I want to put it down up as high as I can here, because I have an idea for the bottom here. So I'm just going to put that down. Oh, don't get in the way. Don't get in the way. So this is tricky because we've got this zigzag stitching over here and not over here. So I'm I-spying the whole full distance from the edges more than from the stitching, if that makes any sense at all. So now one could make that a pocket. I don't want to do that, so I'm not. And so now I'm going to go ahead and glue these closed, which I've got a little bit of, I don't know if there's a trick to that. If you guys know if there's a trick to that, it kind of got bent in there. I would love to hear any tips that you have on how to do a gusset, because again, I've done them, but I haven't done them very much, so I'm definitely not the expert here at all. So let's go ahead and get this up here. So I'm just going to pinch that right there and pinch that right there and just close her up. And I'm going to do that. And I'm going to actually use those clips. I'm going to get a couple more for the other side. And I'm just going to hold this closed so that we get a good adhesion there with that art glitter glue. I mean, Fabri-Tac, excuse me. I encourage you guys to go read. Go do a Google search of The Man in the Arena and let me know what you think of that. Have you ever read it? It's one of my favorite things. One of my favorite quotes of all time. So, oh, I love this so much. Oh my gosh. So now we have lace. So I'm thinking about if I want, what I want to do, if I want to do anything, because I feel like it's actually really pretty like it is, but I'm going to go ahead and cut off a length of this lace, because I think it would be very pretty. Maybe up here. Oh yeah, look at that. Look at that. That's gorgeous. Yes, 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 yes. Okay. So I have to think about how I'm going to spread that out though, because I can't have anything. Yep, that'll be just fine. So I'm going to go ahead and just put that right there. I'm going to get my Fabri-Tac and put it along the top here just to start with. We'll glue down the little bits as well, but for now we're just going to get this adhered. So I'm going to put this right here just so I can hold that down. And I just want that scallop to go in the middle-ish, where the our hole is for the eyelet. So I'm going to pick it up so that I can see that edge. I do kind of want to see that edge a little bit. Pull that down just a smidge. Just a smidge, and I'm going to grab a paper towel so I can kind of press it down, and then we'll do some more tacking here after this is nice and in place. Perfect. Perfect, perfect. Okay. Oh, I love that. That was a good choice. Good choice for the lace. So I'm going to go ahead and try to keep those clips in place if I can. Get my sewing scissors out here and just clip that off. That'll be great on a cluster there. I forget about this lace. I've got a lot of lace, and so I need to, sometimes, I don't know about you guys, but sometimes if I'm just really not in the mood for doing a specific or particular project, I will just come in my studio and just kind of shop my studio, like just familiarize with myself with what I have, remind myself of what I have, and sometimes that will spark some inspiration too. I also have another question. So I was thinking about doing a little video on, and I think I mentioned this in another video, I can't quite recall. I talked about possibly doing a little video where I would be able to use my iPad to show you what I do on YouTube as far as how I keep track of the videos that I want to watch and the videos that I have watched, how I keep track so that I'm liking and commenting on the videos that I want to, because there's a lot of creators that we want to watch, right? And we want to do it all, but we can't do it all. So I have a method that I do that, and I was wondering if you guys would be interested in me showing you that. I'd be happy to do it. It would be short and sweet. It wouldn't be anything of real significance in terms of time, but I thought it would be helpful. I would love to have seen something like that when I was first feeling really overwhelmed about YouTube, and you know, I want to watch that video from Jez, I want to watch Justine, I want to watch, you know, Tracy Fox, but you know, how do you hold all that in your memory? So I have a method that I do that, and it's very effective. So because I'm a firm believer that we can't really, we shouldn't expect support for our channel and our creative process and our creativity if we don't extend that to somebody else. I just don't think that's fair, and I think it's selfish, and yet I know that we're all limited on time. So it's a way that you can stuff that stuff away so it doesn't go away, it doesn't go out of your memory. It's just saved in a playlist in your YouTube. And when you have time, you sit down, you watch the video, you like, you comment, and then I move it out of there. I either move it to an inspirational list like inspirational pockets, inspirational tags, you know, whatever. Or if it wasn't something that I really cared for and I don't anticipate I'm going to want to repeat or do it, then I will just delete it out of the playlist. And then I'm good. I'm golden. So there we go, guys. I love it. Look at that. And the sides look really amazing with that brown paper. And I love it. So one final thing, I'll probably put a quote on here somewhere down here at some point, but not right now. But I did just buy some beads. I want to show you. I always go overboard when I do this, but I did find some beads today at Hobby Lobby that I thought would be fun to add here. Just a second. Get a little bead on here. I don't know if we can get them on here because it's, I don't know. I struggle with stringing beads, really struggle. But these are the ones that I got. And I got these at Joann's actually. They were 60% off all their string beads. But I thought what fun it would be to put a bead on here. But I don't think I can do that on camera. So if I can manage it, I'll do it off camera and show you guys in the videos. I might not be able to get those on there because they've got a really small opening. So we'll save these for spine dangles and signature strings and stuff like that. So for now, we'll just go ahead and wrap this around like so, and just, that's a lot. I did not need that much at all. So let me see how this will work. I mean, that's basically all you do. I mean, you could just, I guess you could keep doing that. I don't know. I don't know what people do, but I wonder if there's another way that can be done. I'm going to play around with that because I'm really not feeling very happy about that closure. The eyelet's fine, but I might change that up a little bit. So there we go. That is the end of the video, and I will see you in the next video. Please be sure to check the description box. And I completely forgot to mention, this is also an ambassador video for Daisy Isaac over at French Cottage Shabby. She is offering a 25% off coupon if you use the code CARA25. You need to purchase, you need to have 3 items in your cart, so it's 25% off 3 items. But check her out, you guys. An amazing artist, sweetest person ever. Like, we don't even know each other, and we already are knowing each other. It's really, really, really sweet. And her artwork and her digitals are just absolutely phenomenal. So I hope that you'll check her out. And if you like what you see, hop on over to her Etsy shop and and show her some love. But I will see you in the next video. Take care. Bye-bye.